brother Gautam, which I'm missing him today. He was the art director of so many big advertising agency. So we started with a small ad agency. It was difficult for him, being art director of a big agency, to start a small business who is doing the classified advertisement, cinema slides of a tailor shop, photographic. And I have to just pass the graduate, so it was not difficult for me. I was already a struggler, so there were more struggle for me. But we started with a small ad agency, and then we see television in India started in mid 80s near the in Delhi Asiad time. The commercial television is started. The TV was there, but it was all about Amchi Mati, Amchi Manas, Kamgar Viswa, and all entertainment program, hardly watched by anybody. So first time the sponsored program started, and we were one of the pioneer to venture into the sponsored program. At that time, many few people know what is the sponsored program. They were very surprised that why you are making this program, who gives you the money? So I told them, no, nobody gives me the money. I have to give money to the Doordarshan to buying the slot, then sell to the advertiser and recover my production cost, and whatever remain is the our little profit. So that was the sponsored program, how that started on Doordarshan. So we did so many content for Doordarshan. Then we did the initial content for the first satellite channel, GTV. We started with the Commander, Philips Top 10, many content. Then GTV.
And not many people know, Markan Bhai, that in some way you did something in the television industry that is still a norm. Good, bad, depends on which side you are on. But in Commander, you remember your agreement with ZTV, you know, why don't you tell the viewers a bit about that?
Yeah, agreement was GTV was like Subhash is a real businessman. He's my mentor. So he squeezed me all the way. And we were just paid 1.25 lakh. That is also after a lot of negotiation per episode, 1.25 lakhs. That also the Z was not agreeing to 1.25 lakh per episode, which is just a meager, if nowadays, if you think. Then I gave
1991. This was in
sorry,
91.
Yeah. This is 91.
Right.
It started in, I think, 92, but the production activity started in 91. So 1.25 lakh per episode, and that's too bigger. And that also they were negotiating. They were not so happy about 1.25 lakh. They want to negotiate further. Then I give them one idea, because we were on the Doordarshan, but the idea of this satellite TV is being broadcast in 39 countries was very exciting. So I told them, you do one thing, you keep all the rights, be the copyright holder of the program, but I'll give me 1.25 lakh. And I think that become a whatever may be good or the bad precedent for the satellite industry, that in India only, the satellite channel asks all the producer with the rights, So producer losing their rights. But anyway, I want to start my
It was a trade-off. It was a trade-off.
Yeah. So start with my programming on satellite TV. So we did on Z, we did on, there was a second channel by Z, LTV, ELTV. There very few know about that. So I started also initial program with it. Then I was started with Home TV, the Hindustan Times as a channel called a Home TV. But after that in 1995, when DD launched the Metro, DD Metro. So once again, we came back to the DD Metro, because ultimately we were losing all right, which I should be accused for all the program. So we came back to the DD, and because DD was a big thing, DD Metro, the 10-second spot we used to sell at 1 lakh, 1,10,000 per 10-second spot, which is also very difficult in today's time for any channel to sell. So from 1995 to 2000, we have made about some 3,500 episodes for Doordarshan, and many popular programs like Seeman Srimati, All the Best, Vakki Raftar. There are so many programs. Daily afternoon shop also we started with Vakki Raftar. So till 2000 we were doing this. In 1995 we have become one of the first media company to be listed on the stock exchange. That time we offer say 10 rupees share at 10 rupees. and it was just 15 rupees till the 1999. But after 1999, in the digital boom, the share price has gone up from 500 to 1,000 and everything. And at that time, we thought, now we should start our own channel. So we did some private placement, and we have launched SubTV in 2000. But as we launched the SubTV, exactly 6 months down, the market has collapsed. The stock market has collapsed. So for the 5 years, there was no other alternative to raise the capital. But then also we ran SubTV for the 5 years. We created a niche brand of comedy. At that time, the all soap
You were the
operas.
pioneers in that space.
Yeah,
In a lot of ways, you've been a pioneer. I mean, when
yeah,
I called it the pioneer talk, I really, whether it's in terms of doing content, doing comedy, listing a media entity, you've been a pioneer in a lot of ways. So we'll come to that in a while, but I want to hear how Sub TV
yeah. So then,
to become what it became.
yeah. So then that SubTV we ran from 2000 to 2005. We make it a niche from a Sas Bahu, but that time Sas Bahu period was there, and we make a complete comedy channel. But after 5 years, because we raised a very little capital, we have offered a much capital at that time in 2000 by our investors, but we have approached them with a very less capital because we have a less knowledge of broadcasting at the time. So we started with a very less capital, but we survived for 5 years in that, and then the Sony deal has happened, and now I'm happy that under the leadership of NP Singh, who is the present CEO, the channel is the world's highest viewing comedy channel, and in this challenging time also, see all other GC might took a beating, but Sub TV is not taking a beating because of the niche content like a comedy. So this is what the journey of the Sub TV.
And how did Masti come along?
Yeah. So
and how did you differentiate Masti?
Yeah. I'll come to that. So after giving Sub TV to the Sony, have a deal with the Sony. I have tried with one news channel also for one or 2 year. That's called Janmat and then Live India. But after that time also, I good as a businessman, I got a very good offer from one industrialist, and I make a deal for that also. So after that, 2-3 years of break, then it's the media person can always be in media. I'll satisfy myself always in the business of media. I can't do construction. I can't build bridges, roads. So I have to be in media. So I thought about what I can do now, because the GC space was very cluttered GC space. And I'll tell you one thing, after 2000 till now, in 20 years, only 2 general entertainment channel has done well. One is Sub TV and one is Colors. I don't want to take the name of the others, but other 10 have tried the GC, all have bombed. So only Sub TV brand is survived and Color is survived. So these 2 brands become popular. So I thought that I want to do something, but GC was very saturated. So I started, I'll do music, but music also I want to do differently. So the comedy which we done with the Sub TV. So we have done some comedy. We have signed some artists like Raju Srivastav. At that time was very popular. Not now so popular, but that time Raju Srivastav like a Kapil Sharma. That time. Superstar. 2010 I am talking about. Then Raju, Suresh Menon, Sailesh Loda, who is the Tarak Mehta. So many comedians. We met certain character out of it, did some gigs, 1 or 2 minute gigs with them. And I interwoven the songs with this comedy gags. And that was so clicked, our promotion idea, it was so clicked that Masti has become #1 channel. Masti was launched on 4th July 2010 and is become #1. The 5th August rating of 2010 of Masti was #1 channel. So Masti had a very good run in last 10 years. Then we launched a Bhojpuri channel also, Dabang, which is also still doing very well. We have a Marathi music channel called My Boli, which is also doing very well. We have some 2 channels for the rural India, particularly for rural India. So that's a different kind of software and all.
Okay. Makan bhai, I remember, and I take, I've forgotten the name of the show, but it was, me and late Mr. Gautam Adhikari, and you were watching that content in your home. It was a big launch by Star around a show, and we watched it, and you and Gautam bhai said, "Ye chalega nahi." And it didn't. And I said, I enjoyed it. You said, you may have enjoyed it, but ye nahi chalega. Hamari, it may not go down with mass audiences. The point I'm trying to ask is that you as a content creator has got the pulse of the audiences right. Where does that come from?
First of all, I clarify that you tell the show with the stars, not with the Star TV. Stars means stars, television stars. Otherwise, Star TV feel bad. Which show we are talking about? It's a television show with the stars, television stars.
Right. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So, see, it's kind of what you're saying, the sense of the content. The sense of the content, because I myself come from a scratch, from a, you can say, a very ordinary middle class family. I brought up from here. So I have seen the every part of my life. I struggle myself. I travel in local trains. I'll travel in BST buses. So all things, I have studied all the characters and the typical life, typical struggling life.
Real life.
It's like a R.K. Lakshman's Common Man, what I have studied. So content, as I told you, content is an impromptu creation. It's like a thumb mark. Every impression is different. Every impression is different. So if you know the pulse of the masses, you can create the content. Because I'll tell you about SubTV once. So Office was so popular.
Very popular.
Yeah, and it was a very niche show. Office, very different kind of comedy. So when I forget his first name, Mera comes to me with the show, he told me the 4 established channels rejected the show. But I have just seen the 1 episode and I told you this is done. So maybe I'm not the expert. There are many experts, but we had some pulse of the masses.
Your group is called the Shri Adhikari Brothers. You and the late Gautam bhai, and I had the good pleasure of meeting him with you and interacting with him over the years. Tell us, how did the collaboration between him and you work? Because it was, how did the collaboration between you and him work? Because it was a collaboration.
As I told you,
Jugalbandi, if I may call it.
As I told you, that Gautam was a creative man. He was a commercial artist. He was from Judges School of Arts. He became a commercial artist, and that's why we started. And he was art director in very big agencies that time. So we started with a small ad agency, which is very difficult for Gautam to make a cinema slide. So we have to transfer and look after the classified ads of Times of India and book them. So I used to look after the administration, and Gautam has to look after the creative. But as the commercialization of television started, Gautam wanted to try his hands at the direction. And that Gautam started with. So Gautam was always a creative person. He never interfered in my administrative side or marketing side. And I never interfered. Of course, we sat together. I have given my ideas for creation. Like, we all know about the content, the pulse of the masses, but we never has to interfere in each of the work.
Thank you, Makan bhai. I know you mentioned that you had started Janmat TV, it became Live India, but I know you're a big watcher of news. You're very interested in what happens in the country. You have a point of view. How do you think the Indian news channels are doing? I know you watch at least 1 hour of news, and I know I don't call you when you're watching news. I know you're watching news, so I don't call you. But tell us what's happening to Indian news. What is your viewpoint?
See, the news and entertainment is mixed nowadays. So any breaking news is also like some exciting episode. They want to portray like exciting episodes. So this is a new trend. I'm not saying it is good or bad, but it's 24 hours. And see, in our country, only this many of news channels. If you go to West America or any country, you will not find, you will find only 4, 5 leading channels, because we have so many channels. Well, 100 channels people are saying. So because we have so many parties, you have a Mayawati, you have a Mulayam, you have a Lalu, you have a what leaders, and so many funny parties. So at least you have a material. When you have a material, you have so much of channel. And the same thing with the Pakistan. You know, you and me, when our relations were good with Pakistan, we visited together to Pakistan, and I used to night the word the television. They also have some 15, 20, such a small country, 15, 20 channels. So
More than that. About
yeah,
100 news channels. Pakistan has about
Pakistan.
100 news channels. By the
Yeah.
way, Markan bhai,
So
we have about 200 plus news channels now.
200 plus news channels. So the prominent channels. I don't want to put the
Prominent, I would say 40 channels.
yeah. Sorry. No, the prominent news channels, leave them. Otherwise, many channels are just become a listening medium. So and nowadays people are shifting to the digital for the news also. Even when I miss my favorite news channel live program, I view it on the app in the late night. So the digital is now playing a main role.
You know, I want to ask, there is an attendee in the webinar called Aditya Mani. He's asking a question, which is what I wanted to ask you. When will OTT evolve into more interactive format? Binge watching of OTT is basically watching TV without time. And I would like to ask you a similar related question. When will OTT become mainstream? I know you were launching Happy TV, right? Happy, at one point you were launching Happy, and at some stage you will launch it in a new avatar. So where do you see this OTT business going?
See, Anurag, OTT will be the future. Digital will be the future, because the advantage of digital, you move with it. Television is static. Digital, you move with it. That is the first advantage. The second advantage, digital is infinite. So these two advantage is with digital. But now in India, India is a country, is a very family-oriented country, very family culture. So nowadays also in a tier 2, tier 3 rural, leave this tier 2, tier 3 and rural, but in a metros also, many of the family on dinner table want to watch the television. So because the content of the web is not suitable for family viewing, it's suitable only for the individual mobile viewing. So the television is here to stay. I don't know how much, but it's here to take a fighting well. But this is the future. Why OTT is the future? The sustenance wise, because it's not depends upon the advertising, because the advertising pie will shrink day by day for television also. And there are so many players. So many players that includes OTT also, TV also, other media also. The subscription model will work in future, subscription model. And OTT best advantage is the subscription model. But it will take time, because nowadays also when I go some places, they don't know. मैं पूछता हूँ कि वो आपने फायर स्टिक लगाया है, फायर स्टिक, तो वो बोलता है कि वो हाथवे लगाया है. मतलब दे डोंट नो व्हाट इज फायर स्टिक, स्मार्ट स्टिक. दे डोंट नो. वो बोलते हैं कौन सी चैनल है फायर स्टिक. सो देयर इज अ द some class of people, they improve to the OTT. Now they must be watching on the mobile, but on their television to fix a smart stick and everything. So I think within 5 years, the situation will improve for OTT. Now also it is growing. The COVID is a carrier for virus and digital.
You're saying COVID is the carrier for virus? Markan bhai, just before I started my conversation with you, I was talking to Sunil Lula Abbar, and he said the content that works on OTT doesn't work on the big screen, on television screen. For the same reason you said that is more family watching, this is more individual watching, right?
Right.
So tell us, are there rules for getting the content right in television? Is there a playbook to succeeding in broadcasting in 2020 and 21? Are there some thumb rules?
I don't think there are something fixed rule for because see, this is the only place when somebody has become a programming head, he should not possess some special degree. There is a master of art for programming or something. So it's like a pulse. You should understand the pulse of the content. And we don't know when which program will click. And the things are like
So you're
that.
saying
One
you got to experiment. You got to
experiment, and one program clicks. Then in today's creative team, they would do they judge every minute. कब टीआरपी ऊपर जा रहा है, कब नीचे जा रहा है, वो हिसाब से ये शॉट में somebody चिल्लाया था तो अभी भी चिल्लाओ तो टीआरपी वापस ऊपर जाएंगे.
But in digital, you can see what is trending, what are the issues that
yeah,
are important,
yeah,
what content. So you can, in some way, you have a feedback loop. Now
yeah,
let's focus on, since we're talking of OTT content, we're talking of the millennials. In the Shri Adhikari Brothers group, the next generation, the
yeah,
young Turks of the sub-generation have taken over.
yeah,
Ravi and Kailash
right,
are involved in producing content on the business side.
yeah.
When you talk to them, what is the kind of conversations you have amongst you? What do they learn from you and what do you learn from them?
Actually, I learn from them because I want to be a student throughout my life. Ravi and because we were in, actually we were in content, we have started with the content. But when I started broadcasting in 2000, there is a disadvantage that I lose my connect with the content. But I think now the today content is the main thing. So Ravi and Kailash now are focusing on the content. Their first venture, Dit Patange, was a web film, which is released on
Deep Patange
Dit Patange was a web
on
film.
Hotstar. And I
Yeah,
was reading its
Hotstar.
independent review. I was reading its independent reviews and fantastic reviews.
Yeah, right. It's a very good film. So it's released on Disney Hotstar on 2nd of March. So that time we didn't know that film release on the digital will become a trend in 15-20 days. Because 2nd March was we did our premiere at the PVR, and within 10 days, the old theaters and everything is closed. So now everything is coming on the digital, it is on the OTT platform. So all big screen star who ridicules the small screen are now lining up for the small screen. So time is the big boss. Nobody is your boss. Time is the ultimate big boss.
Good. Makan bhai, you yourself talked about how you struggled in the early days and how you evolved to be successful and reinvent yourself from time to time. Apart from the fact it is, yeah, I know you're a very religious person, but apart from God's blessings, hard work, is there a playbook to being successful in life, in anything, especially the media business?
I think there is no playbook because I think every Hindustani is very hardworking. If you see the person who is doing a road project on the road, he is also a hardworking. So with your hard worker, somewhere the luck factor also counts.
They say the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah, and that is also the harder you are, luckier you get. Sometimes it's the people are working hard, but luck is not on their side. So I think it's a God blessing, and of course you should have some ability. Otherwise, God will also not bless. So it's a more of I'll give more marks to the luck and God blessing, and hard working is of course there's कर्म ही धर्म होना चाहिए.
Beautiful. Makan bhai, if you had to make 2-3 predictions for the future about the media business, what would those be?
My future prediction that the TV is not will go so fast as people are predicting. The channel TV, when I say TV screen is a monitor, but the TV means TV channel. TV channels are here to stay for much longer than what we thought. OTT, the business, it will rise because it's a subscription-driven business. So it's all a consumer. You are directly in touch with the consumer. So OTT with a good subscription base, OTT is a chance, and the kind of OTC program I have seen one program like Special Ops on the Hotstar, Disney Hotstar. It is better than the film, I'll tell you. I have watched from night 10 to morning 5 at my house. Or at a
In
stress.
fact, a friend of mine has been requesting me to watch Special Ops for about 5 weeks, and I haven't. Now that you say it's very good,
No, it's very good. I watch at a stress 7 hours, and morning at 5 o'clock in my home theater, I stand up and I give a clap. But I was alone. But it was so good. The program is so good.
I understand.
So now,
Content can bind you.
yeah, the future, the OTT content will be better than film. Yahi special ops, if this will be on film, this role of KK Memon will be done by Ajay Devgan, and the current taker role will be by Varun Dhawan. Otherwise, the production cost is much higher than in this program.
So you are saying in a nutshell, TV is going to stay, content will rule,
Yeah,
and OTT in terms of quality of production, quality of start is the new movie
yeah,
for the
yeah,
content. Makan bhai, you also have invested in movies, produced in movies.
yeah.
The last 90 days have been very tough for the production houses, for movie houses, because one, production is stopped, second, the movie houses are shut. What do you have to say to people who are dealing with lots of hardships? I know you as a group have done your bit to look after people, but
Right.
what is your message for hope?
I think as far as the theaters are concerned, you are talking, first we'll talk about the theaters.
Sure,
The
sure.
theaters are concerned. I think this will be a prolonged problem, the running of theater, because if theater start also with a 33% audience like a hotel now nowadays start, the mathematics will not work. So I think till them some final vaccine will come. Not every day we claim some vaccine has come, not like that. The final vaccine will come and everybody is sure about that. Then only people, because the big screen is big screen. There is no match to the big screen. So at present is the hard time. But I think in a year, 1.5 or 2 year, we don't know. But maximum in 2 years, that time will come. Till then, they have to adjust with the small screen. And about the hardship, it's a great hardship for the people, because in the most of the organization, good organization, I will even say, they are payoffs, they are salary cuts. So this will impact the economy, because they impact the demand, and demand will definitely impact the economy. But we have to be optimistic. One day will come up. World is here to stay.
This
In
shall too pass.
Yeah,
This shall too pass.
in 1919 there was a Spanish flu,
Right.
like same lockdown and everything, and there was a less facility.
Right.
There was no net or everything, but then also the world has survived and grow. So world will definitely survive and grow, especially for India. Indians are very hardworking all over the world, not only in India.
That's the nature of their DNA.
Yeah,
Now, I want to ask you my last question, and before I wrap up,
right.
Martin, in your journey of 40 years as an entrepreneur, as a professional, as a content creator, you may have interacted with many people. You, of course, your late brother, Mr. Gautam Adhikari, of course, I'm sure would have been an inspiration to you. But tell us about 5 people in your life in the professional sphere that have influenced you a lot and have inspired you, and you've learned a lot from them. 3, 5, 6.
I'll tell you, there is I have learned so much on those days when there was no from Doordarshan. So Doordarshan, there is no special person, but the rotating CEOs and rotating DGs and all that. So because that time only Doordarshan, so I have learned from many people from Doordarshan, and then I learned more from Subhasji. He's a
As in Shri Subhash Chandra, Dr. Subhash
yeah,
Chandra.
of course, Dr. Subhas. So he is my mentor. See, he has actually established the what we are today in media. So lots of credit goes to him. So, and one thing I would like to mention that he's my, matlab, I feel so proud to say this. I feel so proud that he was working with, he was my employee about 25 years, Uday Shankar, in my new setup. And today, he's a chairman of Disney Epic and Star. So the one
Yeah,
journey
President of Disney,
which I have seen,
Chairman of India, and the President of Asia Pacific.
yeah. So one journey of Uday, I have seen a tremendous success. I have never seen in a professional life anybody successful like him. That's there.
He's really world class. Uday is really world class in the way he thinks, what
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
achieved.
yeah.
And I mean, I think there's a lot
And
more of Uday still left in Uday. That's a
right,
professional
right.
commenting.
I'm very hopeful. Uday is there, then he will give a run to the other OTT players. So the Hotstar will definitely give a run now with the Disney and Star come together. So I'm very confident about it.
Thank you, Markan Bhai. There are two questions. Pragya Gupta is asking, any upcoming OP app for OTT platform? Are you bringing out a new app for on OTT? Is the Sri Adhikari brothers? And is there a common subscription for the apps rather than going for an individual subscription? So is someone aggregating all the OTT apps?
At present, the time of his survival. This year, you can't expect somebody to bring something new. So it's a time of survival. So if we survive, that's the best thing. And the aggregating of a OTT, I think it started in some way. What I know about Z5 and Alter, I started in some way, but how much it is successful, I think in a very big player, it is not possible. Maybe the down level, it may happen, but on a big level, I don't see is possible.
Ragini Srivastava is asking you, how much do you weigh the relevance of regional content on a nationwide OTT platform? By the way, Sri Adhikari brothers, as he said, they have their music channels in Indian languages, but she's asking OTT in regional content.
See, OTT in regional person are doing well because if you take the South as their own cinema, like they have their own OTT. So it's like for content, it's a different country like a situation. Okay, they have a different cinema. So it's a volume like a different country. So whatever volume we have in Hindi, the same volume you have in Tamil and Telugu and in Telugu. And so there is a scope for a regional OTT, and there are. I have marked some OTT in Bengal also. So it will come up day by day. It will come up.
Okay. Manish Kumar wants to know, do you agree that this pandemic has proven to be fruitful for music channel as the viewership and consumption of music have gone up?
Question? It's a question?
Pandemic, this, lockdown has been good for channels and music channels. I'll
tell you, lockdown as a good for viewership of TV channel, but for conversion, ultimately the bills to be paid by that is not good. It's like, I'll give you one example. Like if this is a channel is like a utility business. Everybody is on in the pandemic. Like you imagine, all 5 stars are open in pandemic, all 5 stars. So everybody go dine over there and going out without paying. What will be the situation of that business? So the same here in broadcasting, the people are consuming the content in pandemic very well. But the bills...
The revenues are not commensurate.
The bills has to pay by the advertiser. Advertisers is not much there, or they're asking discounts.
That's exactly what Sunil Lula said, saying that while the audience has increased, the IDEX is at a historic low, so to say, and hopefully July onwards, we'll see some green shoots of recovery. My final question to you, Mr. Adhikari, हर इंसान की लाइफ में एक डायलॉग होता है या कुछ ऐसी बात है वो रोज खुद को बोलते हैं और अपने आसपास वालों को बोलते हैं. What is it that you say to yourself and people around you? जैसे हर इंसान का एक everyone has something that they say to motivate themselves and to be able to explain what the life and business is, either to your son, to your daughter-in-law, to your Gautam Bhai's children who look up to you. So ऐसा क्या चीज है जो आप हर रोज बोलते हैं जो आपका तकिया कलाम होने से?
I always tell them that always be positive. हार कभी माननी नहीं है.
हार कभी माननी नहीं है.
हार कभी माननी नहीं है और ऑलवेज बी पॉजिटिव. और मैं आपका एग्जांपल देता हूँ कैलाश को कि मैंने अनुराग को मतलब रात को 1 बजे भी आप उसको ईमेल करोगे तो जवाब आएगा. So that is the inspiration. You should give it to the children. You are giving already, but
Martin bhai, I have been lucky enough to know you and know you closely, so I have learned a lot from you. And you're blessed to have a child who is so mature at this young age. Ravi, Kailash, not patronizing them, but just because I know and I know that the best years of Shri Adhikari brothers are ahead of you. So I wish you luck, and I look forward to another conversation soon enough with you. Hopefully in happier non-COVID times, and look forward to launch of an OTT platform sometime soon from Shri Adhikari brothers.
Thank you, Dr. Batra. Amin.
Thank you.
God
bless you. Thank you.
Okay,
God bless
thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.